And if you watch some of the early ones, that's all you're going to hear.
Is that right?
I'm like, oh, chicka, chicka, chicka. But I thought it'd be great fun. And I thought lots of people would be happy to...
No, see, a lot of people would be very kind of... Okay, you see people there, right, that are grand. Give me food, drinks, are different. People react in different situations. No matter if it's under the camera or if it's... Okay, I'm used to doing speeches. I'm used to doing these, right? I've had to set up for 500 people, say a speech for 10 minutes long. You know, for presentations or acceptance speeches, everything. But certain people just... They have to have drinks, some they have to smoke, they have to have something different.
Yeah, I think that's, it's just unnatural, isn't it? In a sense.
A lot of people are afraid to get out of their comfort zone.
Well, I jump out of that motherfucker every morning.
Yeah. Do you know what it does? Do you know what? It depends as well on your lifestyle. If you've got an up and down lifestyle and you feel highs, feel lows, you can take the knocks, you can take the good, take the bad.
If you've been battered.
Correct.
You toughen up.
It does.
That's why I don't like this shit with schools. There's no winners, there's only taking part. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You need losers to be the winners.
You do.
Because how are they going to fucking know what it feels like? You need to batter the little fuckers. We got battered.
You're telling me you're going for a job interview and you don't get the job. You're going to be pissed off. That's part of life.
You're going to analyse what you did wrong.
Wrong.
You might be
why would you say, don't worry about
it.
it. You man has a job for 50 grand and you're home the dole, is it?
Yeah.
Right then. I remember a very clever guy came up to me at the dog track about 10 years ago. I said, John, I'll give you one bit of advice in life. I said, what's that? Don't be paranoid on work. But, what do you mean? You're working at 20 years of age, okay? And you retire at 60? I said, yeah. So you're going to do 40 hours non-stop. Sorry, 40 years non-stop. 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. You won't enjoy life. You're working every day to make money. You wake up when you're 60, you would have a bank account full of money. You won't be able to enjoy it. So enjoy life as the 40 years goes through. He's dead right.
It's all about striking balance. It
is.
And it's like everyone, because, I'm a student of the internet now at the moment, because I'm like, this is so fucking, even now, I was looking at it last night, and I think I started all of this shit maybe, I think it was 6 years or 16 years ago. And I kind of was like hesitant, reluctant, because I was like, I deleted something. And you know what I mean? And I'd go painting or playing my guitar and just fucking having a good time. But the kids then come along and they break your fucking brain. Yeah. And your energy levels go way down. Correct. So it's like, I'll just go on here and try to fucking watch a documentary, or I'll try to watch, like with the greenhouse now, I was on YouTube looking at all these people with how to do shit in a greenhouse. And I'm thinking, learn something new, it'll be fun, and the kids will get involved. Try to involve them in everything. Like, correct. They come in here and they wreck the gaff. Yeah. And it's like, fuck. But it's still, like I said to Lucy, they're going to break hearts, but ours will be the first they'll break. Of course. You know what I mean? And that's a fact. But I don't know, you just fucking go round and around, but you have to have a balance. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can stress at work to get better at work. Yes. But you can't be your everything. No, correct. When I come home from, the minute I get in the van to leave a stone job, I'm gone, like, my brain is in the studio already. Yes. On the drive home, that's all I'm thinking about. Or whatever I have to do with whoever. But, I'm not, I used to be when I was trying to get good at it. Obviously, you're eating, sleeping, breathing, stonework. Yes. But now I feel like I got to a place where I get it. You know what I mean? Same with painting. Painting is exactly the same, but the boredom trope surprises every time, and it's like, it's a little tickle. Like, let's figure this out. But you're not going to panic. Yeah. You're not going to stress. But it's like you painting or the studio, everyone has their own kind of switch off this. It's like me, I go for a game pitch and push, or often if I'm in bad form, certain guys I ring, I know they're very positive. And you know certain people you ring, and it's like they're not taking from you; they're giving to you. Correct. So often you ring your mother. Your mother's very funny. Like she makes a silly comment, but to actually just put you from a bad place to a good place in a blink of an eye. Yeah, there's a few. What I do for that kind of kick is I go check out some comedians. There's Dylan Moran is one of them. Tommy Tiernan is one of them, and there's a Scottish lad, and there's some old Billy Connolly stuff. You know what I mean? And there's a few American guys. The new guy in the scene at the moment, Connor Sketch, all the impressions. Do you know him? No, Connor Sketch. He does all the impressions. Does he do the Premier League thing? Yes. Yeah. Myself and Marianne go to see him now in
Sunday week, my birthday next week.
All right.
So he's fantastic.
He is fucking brilliant. I saw one there where he was doing all they got a Solskjaer giving a team talk.
Yes.
And then Alex Ferguson would come in with the hairdryer.
Yes.
And Jesus Christ, man, I laughed my whole off. I saw that. And he did another Roy Keane on the phone for Ronaldo.
That's right.
Oh, lad. Brilliant. He's very good. And he's good at Jose Mourinho. He's good at everything.
Brilliant. Or he followed the G. He just wanted
I saw one.
John Larkland. It's like he puts a condom over his head.
Yeah. The skull cap.
Yes.
No, he's cool. He's very funny. But how did you get into the Bookie? Is it?
Yeah, basically, my dad.
Because when I hear Bookie, I think of the mob movies. Get the Bookie.
Yeah, as your mother be one of the you're all gangsters, all the bookies. But basically, my dad had a betting office from 1984 to 95, 11 years. Now, you mean to the betting game, but now in Fermoy, there's 5 betting offices.
Really?
5 in there now. 2 Darbrooks, Boyles, Powers, and the one top of the town, Sean Graham's.
Is the population there in the town to fucking...
Where my dad, from 1984 to 95, was in one betting office. He had 11 years on his own. It's like if someone said to you at the moment, the pub trade, look, the pub trade is in trouble. If you closed every pub in Fermoy and one pub, would you have some trade, wouldn't you?
You would, even 2 pubs.
No. I'd say my dad, he had 11 years on his own. And basically, when he kept that going to 1995, then he went to the dogs. And as my dad always said to me, two things in life people love to do, drink and gamble.
Yeah, and look at lovely women.
Yeah, well...
What's that boxer? He's a brilliant, probably the best defensive boxer of his time. Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
He's got a bunch of strip clubs.
Yes.
And they were trying to... I saw an interview and I got the feeling that the interviewer was trying to fucking embarrass him about what he's investing his money in.
Yes.
But he's not afraid at all. I says, listen, since the dawn of time, man, alcohol and women, that'll get you money every time.
Yeah.
And he's fucking right.
Yeah.
If you get rid of your moral fucking cage, you can do whatever. You can make money on anything.
Okay, look at Conor McGregor at the moment. Conor McGregor's a multi-millionaire. He doesn't care about anything. He can do whatever he wants. He doesn't care.
I think the problem with Conor is he got too fast.
He does, but he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah,
he doesn't care about getting fines. He doesn't care about the government. He doesn't care about the guards. He said, I don't give a shit. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. If I get fined, I'll pay it.
Yeah, but I'd say he had that mentality before the money.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are like that. It's like...
But to go from 6 years or 7 years ago to be on the dole, having nothing, now to be not a millionaire, a billionaire.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think you're destined for shit like that, you know, and if you find yourself in that result, I think you have it within you. It's in your makeup to deal with it.
Yeah, you asked me a while ago about the bookies, right? My dad started off that business. Then, say I turned 20, I worked with him, and I worked in the betting office, but I worked at the Greyhound stadiums, and I got it from there, and it was like it's in my genes. It's like you with your dad. Your dad was always in the building, whatever. Look at all your brothers. You're all in that line of work. So it just basically was in my blood.
And it was the one thing he wouldn't want you to be in.
Correct.
Although when I told him I was going to be an artist, or that I didn't tell him I was going to be, I said, well, I'm an artist. I said, the fuck you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get out. Because they're thinking straight away, poverty, all the cliches you can think of, and they don't want that for their kid, obviously.
Yes.
But you can understand, well, I say you can, but I talk to some of my brothers sometimes, I'm like, but you can see where they're coming from, and it's like, they don't. They just see an attack. And I'm like, I see a concerned parent trying to fucking tell you in their own way. I said, you gotta understand, they're not from your time.
Yes.
They're from a different fucking... Like, my kids will be looking at me like, what the fuck?
But if you think back now, say 20 years ago, say when you were say early 20s, whatever, a trade was the best job to be in. Builder, carpenter, electrician.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was, like, if you had a trade...
I think it still is.
It still is. But back then it was a real... You basically could make whatever you wanted.
100%.
Yes. It's still a very good trade to be in, and a lot of money to be made, but back then it was...
Especially if you have the freedom to travel.
Yes.
I mean, internationally.
Yes.
You can be... It's like a constant summer. You know what I mean? You're constantly chasing the fucking big money, and you're getting it every time.
Yes.
Once you know you give a fuck about what you're doing.
Yes.
People like that, I think.
But again, it's back to your original question, like, why did I get to that trade? It was actually in my blood, the same as you. Look at your dad.
Your environment, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, give an example. We're in the wagon to start at Christmas for a drink. We're all sitting down. We're all the lads sitting down. Mm-hmm. We're watching the match. Remember? What do we all do? Out the phones, have a bet in the match.
Well, Graham and Gregory are fuckers for that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Father as well.
But back to my original point. drink and gambling go together.
It kind of adds a certain
It adds spice to
excitement.
it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like with the horse racing. I see it when we used to meet up on the Paddy's weekend or whatever.
Yes.
And
Cheltenham was on.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. And they're always like, throw a few quid on a horse.
That's right.
And I'm like, but I don't get it because it's not about winning.
No,
the fucking
it's
money.
the buzz.
If you win, would be, but there is that added like you want your horse to win.
People ask me, like, I'm involved in this trade now, say 20 years. People say, John, do you ever get bored of it? Or I said, lads, when a race starts, no matter if it's a horse race, it might take 3 or 4 minutes, or a dog race, 30, 40 seconds. It's like you're out. It's like a buzz you get.
Yeah,
it's like the unknowing. Will I win? Will I lose? Will I win money? Will I lose money? Just it's like someone comes out of your body and says, right, you're completely out of control. It's the greatest buzz you could ever have.
It focuses you on something.
Yes, correct.
But it's a funny fucker, man. But it's like actually seen, is it in Limerick or some artists who were making just a living out of painting greyhounds?
Yes.
Sport greyhounds.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fair to that, yeah.
I
It's
know.
like I don't paint horses like equine artists paint horses, but it was kind of like the way equine artists do. These people are doing it with greyhounds.
As you mentioned greyhounds there, I know a guy had this fabulous greyhound. He won a lot of money from. He won a lot of big races, and dog retired. And this artist like yourself now painted the greyhound farm. He gave him 15,000 for the picture. The picture was exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
And that greyhound meant so much to him, like another child.
Of course, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Imagine the time he invested in
Correct.
the welfare of that dog.
Yes.
So, but it's like, look, you can make money doing that kind of thing with the art.
Yes.
Well, I'm such an idiot. I'm chasing something bigger. It's nothing to do with. I mean, obviously, it's nice to be able to make money out of what you love doing, but I'm lucky I got two kind of things that I love doing. But it's just once I get. I don't know, it's very hard to, that's why I paint it, because if I was to write it down, I'd be there forever trying to get the words to explain it.
But it's like you said a while ago, right? It's like you're working, no matter if you're an electrician, a painter, whatever it is. If you're doing a job you hate, it's torture.
Oh, yeah.
I understand you must make money, you must provide for your family. It's like I saw there Ruby Walsh, probably the best jockey, probably himself and Tony McKay, probably the two best jockeys of all time. But when Ruby retired about 2 years ago, people says to Ruby, geez, Ruby, you retired now. I didn't, because it was never a job, he said.
Yeah.
Jockey, I loved it, he said.
Yeah.
And same as me, I go to Corrine Park or I'm taking bets here and there. I love doing it. Like it's like I'm at it now, 24 years now, but I love it, and it'll be another 24
I'd
years.
say you meet some fucking cool people, interesting characters, like.
In our profession, you would meet a lot of shady guys.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
Don't doubt it.
and that's put it nicely. You'd meet businessmen. You'd meet the little tour rag from the street trying to get a few quid together. You meet everyone, but
Yeah.
I always said, I'm involved in this trade a long time, and I've met a lot of people. People said, could you write a book? I couldn't write a book. I'd write an encyclopedia. I could write stories there about.
I'd be like a Dickens novel.
Yes, correct. And to be volume 1, volume 2, and just, you know what I'm saying? But you have some great stories. Like, guys up there that are trying to catch you. You have nice lads there. You've guys bombed with their brain. You guys, see, the problem in our trade as well, you're all dealing with guys that have alcohol inside them.
Yeah.
And like, it's grand start at night, midnight, and you're dealing with guys that are really well on. It is tough going, but I love doing it. But back to your question, like, you'll meet some great characters.
I imagine it's safe enough for you though, in, your person, you're not going to be assaulted or anything, eh?
Well, I'll give an example. About 2 months ago, I probably shouldn't even say this. I was up at the dog track on my own. I was the only bookie the same night, and this guy was betting away or whatever, and I knew he wasn't a 9-to-5 job kind of guy, like, do you know what I'm saying? And he came in and he had a bet and had lost, and I say after a while he'd been agitated, he pulled a knife from me.
What the fuck?
He did. He pulled a knife from me. So he put the knife straight into my chest, and he said to me, if you don't give me a certain bet, whatever. So in our game, you have two things. You either panic, he'll see it, or you go the opposite and you be aggressive. So I said, pal, I'll give you two choices. You either give it a knife. Sorry, I'll give you two choices. You either kill me or I'll kill you, I said. If you better kill me first, because if I get a knife off you, I will kill you, I said. And in the meantime, security guards came down and knocked to the ground. Like, the guards came in after, did I want to press charge? I said, I did not, but just get them over my sight with them. But you deal with these guys. Okay, I'll give you an example. You're going to Corrine Park or the races, and you have €100 in your pocket. That's all you have. And you're down to your last fiver, and you know going home, you have nothing else. There's a pressure then, like. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like you working there in your profession, and work is quiet, and bills are topping up, whatever. It's stressful, like.
Yeah, it is, yeah, but I mean, my golden rule is we're more important than anything.
Yes.
So we take care of family first.
Yes.
And fuck the bills. They'll get seen to.
Yes.
And if they're going to get stupid about it, fuck them.
Yeah. But unfortunately, in a gambling game, people, when they go drinking or go gambling, when they're in that environment drinking or gambling, they forget about their family. They'll drink until they're nothing. And I've seen it. I've seen people lose houses, lose marriages. Like, gambling is fun. Like, we were in the pub a few weeks ago, having a bet soccer match, watch great crack, have a 5 or 10 or great laugh, right?
It's the extreme, isn't
The extreme, correct. Like, I've seen guys lose everything, which is horrible. Yes, I'm there to take money, that's my job.
Mental illness, do you think? And betting is just what they lock onto.
Some certain guys wake up in the morning and look at their phone, is constantly gambling.
That's not good.
No.
Having it on the phone,
and unfortunately, the game has changed big time. Before, as I said, back in 1984, Dad, my bet had his betting office open from maybe 10 in the morning until 5.
Yeah.
At 5 p.m, betting office are closed. But now, mobile phones, basically you can bet 24 hours a day.
You see there with some of the Premier League players, and they're like fucking wiped out. It's crazy.
Like, I know a guy
kill themselves.
I know a guy, I won't mention his name, a high-profile Irish player. He lost everything gambling. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I gamble with is fucking this.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's safe.
Yes.
The only thing I'm going to lose is my good mood for about 10 minutes.
But that's, as I said a while ago, everything's an adrenaline rush. It's like you used to do a while ago, you finish work on a Friday evening, you're coming home, yes. Who have I Saturday morning? Have a John, have a Dion.
Yeah.
That's your thing, that's your buzz. What other guys say, right, okay, what race is on tomorrow? What soccer match? Who's favourite? Will I back him? Will I back the draw? People look at things in different ways.
I was wondered about that, especially now in the last few years with, the internet, with the phones being what they are now. Like I said, I have like a TV company and a phone. You have like crazy access to bets all over the world on the phone.
But see, the problem is now, right, people are losing more now to the reason why. You're in the betting office and you start, say you have €100 in your pocket and you're betting 10 euros, 5 euros, 10 euros grand. You're on your phone, you're pressing buttons.
Yeah, you don't comprehend the loss of
the
investment.
physically taking money in your pocket and go to the counter, where you're pressing a button and you're down, you have €200 on your phone. So right, I transfer money from my bank into my account. Bang, bang, bang. You're pressing buttons.
Yeah, see, that's why I always maintain cash is king, because psychologically you can see what you're doing and what you're giving away.
Yes.
As opposed to, like you said, pressing buttons. Sure you don't. And the drink, then it could be flowing. You know what you're doing.
Okay, you would be really into the gambling game. You look at every bet office in the town or they're all next to a good pub. Why? Because people are gambling, drinking.
Yeah.
Gambling, drinking. And as people are drinking inside them, they're braver. They don't care. You could teach this from Ladbrokes right next door to it.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, but that's the way the game is.
But I mean, like you say, 20 years from now, where do you see it?
20 years from now, there'll be very little betting offices. Everything will be online.
Yeah, that's the problem. Along with the cash, probably trying to get rid of the cash, it seems,
That's it.
That's fucked up. Yeah, there's definitely, we're in the middle of a waterfall at the moment. I use this analogy, like, I won't say progress, because I don't see much progress. I see just change, but it's not for the better.
No.
It's like, you have the river. You go down the river, it gets a little choppy.
Mm.
And then it gets very choppy. Then you go over the waterfall and everything is in the air, and then you bang into the river. But you go down the river bit and it's back to calm.
Mm.
So there's a lot of fucking change.
Yes.
And a lot can be lost.
Yes.
You'd be lucky to get to this end. And
yeah.
That's where because with the whole fucking technology, sometimes I'd be wishing, because people just seem to be getting tunnel vision, and the reality has been spoon-fed to them by who knows, and agendas are everywhere, and they lose fact of their actual reality. We'd say like the only thing that affects the climate of the planet is the sun.
Mm.
Now you're going to have solar flares and shit, which can do all kinds of untold damage. And if everyone's going to put all their eggs in one basket, the technology basket, fuck it, man. One bad solar flare there could wipe that out for a year, if not. Everything is being built under the ground now.
But technology is good in one way, but it's poor in another way. I give an example. Say, like, you have a problem with your car, you go to a mechanic plugs into the computer, tells the problem, fixes it. Like, where there's no hands-on anymore.
No.
Where it's all done.
See, I think it should be hand in hand.
Yes.
You can always look forward, but you should look back as well, and they should coexist. Because otherwise, it's like, you can't buy a book anymore. we get to that stage where you can't buy a physical book anymore. It's all online. Now, who owns that access that allows you to access online, and what hoops do you have to jump through for that, as opposed to walk in here and get a book?
Like, example, this morning I was downstairs having breakfast with Sean, and breakfast was over. Sean said, Daddy, I want to go drawing. I said, fine, go to your book. No, Daddy, take out the tablet, I'll draw on the tablet, whatever. And I'm there saying, Jesus Christ. Like, we're in our day, it was out a colouring book, you draw something, you colour it in, whatever, but now it's on the tablet, draw it in, save it. He was Googling how to draw a certain thing. Technology is good one way, but do you know what I'm saying?
Again, it comes back to having a balance. I mean, I love the fact that I can do this. Yes. And, do where it goes. It's just like, it's because I can't shut the fuck up. I'm a yada, yada, yada guy. And I like talking to people.
Yes. Because,
like you said there, there's too much. People just need to sit the fuck at a table, like the old kitchen table. Yes. It has that universal psychological relaxed vibe about it. You're at the kitchen table having a chat.
Yes. It's like, example, I'd have to go for a drink with Marianne on a Sunday. We like going to TJ's on a Sunday. Nice and quiet.
Yeah.
Have a quiet drink, have a chat, watch a bit of sport, where it's like a normal Saturday night, boom, boom, you kind of hear. So I think the normal stuff is getting taken out now.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
How often do you see me in a public?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm fucking happier for it. But again, saying that, I told a whole lot of it back in the day as well. It was a bit of a fucking
you went the extreme the other way.
I did, but I was thinking, like, I see my sister or my brother and they're getting married. I'm like, but you're only babies. What are you getting married for? Now, of course, they're not married. I'm like, I hate being right.
I know.
But I was thinking, make all your mistakes now that you might have the energy and the time to survive them later on. And I went hell for leather, like,
But again, it's back to my original point. The guy said to me, John, you're 20, don't wake up when you're 60, have a big ball of money and not be able to use it. Enjoy life while you're working.
Well, if you've kids, they'll use it for you.
They will, right? Yeah, that's true.
But, so you do the pitch and putt for the... That looks like... I tried that once.
Did you?
I nearly burst my ankle. I don't know what way I was hitting the fucking ball, but the club came around and hit me in the ankle. I don't know how I managed it, but I thought, this isn't for me. Yeah. It's too fucking...
Technical?
Yeah. I'm like, even with the paintings and stuff, I used to be very detailed and accurate with my sketches. I'd be doing sketches and drawings like they were a photograph.
Yes.
But then once I started painting, around 17, 18 years old, I got a bed sheet out of the mother's place.
Right.
And I pinned it up on my bedroom wall.
Right.
And a big fucking bed sheet.
Right.
And I went to town on it. And I just like... The pencils turned into charcoal, and then the charcoal got less and less, and it was more brush, and then I'd just fucking be drawn with a brush, like a wash, and then I'd be building it up and painting it.
But if you look at your family, your mother is a great artist. Even your sister Rebecca, I remember her in school, because I was in her class, I was a year behind her, or a year ahead of her in school, and like she did some art stuff, it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, very good.
So it's in your blood.
And Marianne was always musically inclined, believe it or not. I remember she keyboards, fucking guitars, all of these things. She was always... That's the good thing about looking back. You can remember before things got real, the things that they naturally went to, and you think, that's what they should be pouring their energy into.
Yes.
But I was just kind of like, I was always drawing or doing all of the things. But after the accident, let's say at 12, I think things intensified. I just woke up and said, that's all I want. That's all I want to do. That's all, and anything that is in that world, that's where I belong.
What was your accident at 12?
Some fucking drunk driver blew me into the spirit world when I was crossing the street up in North Dakota.
So that's what happened to you, so?
Well, that slowed me down, John.
I gotta guess that.
I was worse.
I knew something had to happen to you.
No, I was worse than this, believe it or not. But no, it's like, when I came out of the hospital, it was like, the mother was just always getting me shit to use to draw, and then it was just a natural evolution as far as I was concerned.
But she loves that, and she still loves this day.
Oh yeah, but you need the commitment to stand by your decisions.
Yes.
Regardless of the outpouring of like, are you an idiot? You'll make no money. You'll have like this and that. You're smart enough to fucking know, like, well, look, you know where you're living in time, and you know what that the country you're living in, especially. I noticed that we'd see some BBC shows that because the father got the satellite dish, and all these culture shows and artists, they'd be doing big and they were brilliantly done. And I was riveted. Then you go to the fucking Irish national television and it's like nothing. And we're meant to be famous worldwide for our writers, singers, songwriters, artists, and it's like they don't want to talk about that.
Yes.
And I thought that was a damning, it was just not right. You know, you should be educating the population. Now the population, for the most part, think art is for the rich people or something, and it's, how dare they, like, you know?
Yeah, correct.
I can't stand that. Art is, art I believe makes you think, individually think. You get locked into something that, say you see a painting, you fucking love it. You don't know why, but you can't stop looking at it. And then you start a little story in your head.
Like, we'll say, for example, you're painting whatever you're painting, a sculpture or whatever. When you're painting that sculpture, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about what you're painting? Are you thinking about different stuff, or are you in the moment, or do you understand me?
All of the above and more.
I know your mind will be different to most people now, like I'd say, like, yeah, but
all of the above and more. You
Yes.
know, it's like I was going on about. I was looking back at some artists that I adore, and then I was saying, because when I'm in here by myself trying to just get stuff out, I start looking around and I thank God for editing. Because there's a gap there, it needs to be shorter. But I was thinking back to when I was maybe 19 or 20. In my head I was thinking I'd just do naked women all the time.
okay, right.
You know, cliche as it can get, like. But then you kind of think that can get very complicated. Especially, you know, Christ, definitely today it'd be very complicated. But it's like, you just kind of progress. I remember when my grandmother died, the last grandparent, we were living in Clash, me and Lucy, and I was doing a lot of abstracts with the female form and stuff, and I was trying to combine like the vibe you get off of music you love while you're looking at a beautiful woman or a figurative whatever. And there was no fucking weird it was always something to get that innocent beauty of a mature woman.
Okay.
And the way the light would hit her, and then the vibe off the music, you just found a parallel and you connected it and you joined it and you visualized it.
Okay.
And that's where I was going. But then when the grandmother passed, I did one last kind of real fucking abstract painting, and it was called Embrace. And it's basically two forms without form. It's like forms in space and light, but there's no bodies per se, but there's like an outline because of the way the light reflected off of it or whatever. And it was one going to embrace another, and in my brain I was thinking that's the grandfather waiting for her to come over, and he said, don't worry, you're just dead, it's okay, it's a party at this side though. And then after that, then it was like for about a week or two I was just, you know, you've been a bit of a lull because your granny's passed on and you're trying to just put it through your head. And I was trying to set up a website, and I'm all thumbs, like, so Lucy told me, get the fuck over there, make some coffee, watch some TV, and I'll do all the computer stuff. She's a whiz at that.
Yes.
So I was kind of getting bored, so I put on a documentary that I just found by chance of Mustangs in America.
Okay.
Brilliant. I actually can't find that documentary since.
Right.
I watched it that one time. It's nearly 2 hours long.
Right.
And it was awesome. And I've been painting horses. Because I remember when I was in school.
That. Yeah.
When I was in school, in like secondary school, I was painting Shergar and shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were getting robbed. Like, son of a bitch, every time I do a fucking horse, they get robbed.
Yeah.
So I kind of got really ticked with some teacher about where it is a particular, it was Shergar, I remember that much. Because I think one of my parents really liked it, and I was thinking, I'm going to give it to them.
Of course.
I'm going to get it, it's gone, and I get this blasé fucking attitude off of this fucking teacher. I lost it. And then I just started doing Caravaggio copies to practice. So you're only a kid, like.
Yes.
And Michelangelo. I forgot Leonardo da Vinci. I thought he was overrated. But then it evolved, and back to the horse thing then. It was just like everything I was thinking about the woman and the music. There was more of an intensity with the horse.
Okay.
And there was just way more. And I was just fucking locked in, like, you know. And you know yourself, you walk anywhere around for 5 minutes, you're going to see horses.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And then when I was a kid, you know the rugby ground? There used to be horse fairs there.
Yes.
Out by the pike, there was horse fairs. So when we were kids growing up, there was always, was it winter or summer? But there was always a big horse thing happening. The smell of horse shit and everything.
Yes.
It was Awesome.
Yes.
Big fucking, because you're only a baby, you think they're giants.
Yeah.
So that just stayed with me, you know. And then when I watched that in that emotional state, I suppose, with the grandmother time, it just, like a time machine, it just took me back to all of these things in a day. And then I just said, I'll try to do one. And it wasn't working out. I tried this one big canvas, and I picked the hardest thing, a fucking horse running at you. But his legs are up, and it's all the power of the chest and the neck and the fucking head and the eye. Third attempt I got it, and I was like, I look at it now and it's okay. But then it was fuck, and the electricity that went through me, and I just thought, right, I'll get on to some photographer in America. Can I have some of your photos? I've no Mustangs in Ireland, and I just went from there.
Is a lot of money to be made in paintings?
Fuck, I know. Because I haven't the time to even market the shit. I throw it up on websites and stuff, but I'm the reality of my situation is I got 2 kids and a woman, and we gotta feed them and stuff.
Yes.
So I gotta go and do all this thing. So I'm overstretched as it is just to get in here and paint.
Yes.
But I do it, and it gets done, but it's just not as quickly as I'd like it to be.
Yes.
But I'm going to be getting a new website built by professionals, because I had websites that, you know, build your own website kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they're not technically what you need in there. I can't do nothing to make that be seen by everybody.
Okay.
Whereas these professionals, they're going to do everything.
Yes.
So it's just going to cost you a bit, but if you don't invest in you, who is
Correct.
going to?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I have a plan in action as we speak that's been going on for a while. This was part of it, but it took me 2 years to be able to go in front of a camera by myself and talk, because I was there for the longest time recording, and I just felt so awkward and I felt like a fucking dummy.
Right.
But I do it anyway because I'm stubborn.
Mm.
And I'm blah, 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 blah. And then I had 10 minutes and I would think that seemed like 10 hours. And I give it to Lucy.
Yes.
What do you think? Watch that. Just say nothing. This is where I'm going. What are you thinking? And she's in the cigarette room laughing her whole off on my phone. And she comes out, she's in tears, like, oh, keep doing them, yeah, they're brilliant. She can't put that on the internet, you fucking idiot. What, you're so defeated. Yeah. Relax. But I was just like, I couldn't comprehend it. Because you put me in a room with anybody and I'm super. I'm comfortable and I can talk to everybody and anyone. But you put me in a room by myself with a phone looking at me or a camera looking at me, and I'm squirrely. Like.
Yeah, but some people's public speaking doesn't suit certain people, and some people just they like their own environment. They hate to be out of their comfort zone.
Well, I was totally out of it, but now it is my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well,
when you're talking about things you like, even if you're talking about things you know nothing about, and there's a person there talking with you, it's funny. It's like a new light casts a different shadow. So a new perspective gives you a different thought, and it's that way inclined. So it's like I enjoy it. I enjoy talking with people.
You see, like you asked a question a while ago to me about you've met different characters. Yeah, I said I've met a few shady guys, but every guy you meet, he or she has a different perspective in life.
Yes.
Has a different idea in life. Some people are money driven. Some people just like to enjoy life. Some people like just go as they flow. Just everyone has their own ideas and stuff. So, and that's, as my dad always said to me, John, the world is so strange. It's the people in the world that are strange. Reality
is way stranger than the makeup shit that people come up with.
Right,
you know what I mean? We don't even know we know nothing. And there's a beauty about that. There's a freedom about that.
You tell me two people that are exactly alike. No such thing.
No, I'm not into that. I'm into like, just fucking see it for what it is. You know what I mean? And how you see it is how you see it. Don't let anyone tell you how it is. You might agree with someone because you naturally feel like, oh yeah, I get what you're saying and I agree with you. But you might hear them say, you're a fucking cracker. I don't know what are you looking at? Because I don't see what you're looking at.
Yes.
So you gotta allow people to have their way of seeing it, but you know, you can always kind of give your 2 cents on the matter. Or you might just say,
okay, look at two things we both love. You love painting, I love play pitch and putt. If someone said to you, how could you be in a room for 5 hours painting a canvas? They'd say, what enjoyment do you get out of it? Or it's like me, I play pitch and putt. How would you hit a white ball around a field for a whole day? Jesus, it does not get boring. But people have their own interests. When I'm out playing my own, I'm on my own, it's a bit of comfort on my own. Yeah, you might think about life, different things, but it's what I enjoy, it's what I get a buzz of. Same as you're here on your own. painting a canvas, whatever, and you're thinking about something else. Just you're in your happy place.
Yeah, well, I don't know about happy place, but I'm there.
Yeah, you enjoy it. It just helps you relax.
It just it
Switches
does,
off.
it focuses you to what you want.
Exactly.
Speaking of different things, would you have any interest in going kayaking this year with us?
No.
I'm itching
man.
to go kayaking. Last year we had everything set up,
Right.
but it just, before you knew it was like too late to do anything.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't we go kayaking more?
No.
But this year I'm going to make a big deal out of it. I'm going to definitely go and do some more.
And where would you go then?
I just keep it local because it's convenient. But last year we went up to Dogs Bay.
Right.
And somewhere, a lake in Galway. Dogs Bay is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like being in a completely different country. The
Really?
mountain range up there is like the Alps or something. And we had a beautiful day. It was perfect weather, pure luck. But that just that wasn't planned. It just kind of happened.
Yes.
And last we went down by the river in Fermoy, down to the viaduct, went down by Flatley's, went down by Castletown and shot into Fermoy. You'd be made from it. But
Yes.
it was, when you're you go out in a group, but there are moments where you're by yourself and
Yes.
you're just taking it all in,
Yeah.
and you're just floating along, literally.
But again, that's my point. That's what, so when people in that environment, is like they can relax, they're kind of out of their body,
Yeah.
and just completely switch off.
Exactly, it's a lovely thing. It's you're reconnecting with yourself.
Yes.
You know?
How's the archery going for the moment?
Very good.
Is it?
I took a break there for a few weeks. Because I had a shoulder injury
Right.
from work, from being an idiot, and I just didn't want to aggravate it. I couldn't even do my daily exercises over. I said, I'm going to give it a week.
Okay.
But it seemed to be okay, and then one morning it was like back to square one. So I said, okay, I'll give it another week.
Yes.
I'll still do, because if you do, you got to balance again. You know, if you're going to continue doing your fucking exercise, you might compromise your ability to do your job.
Yes.
So if it's going to get fucked up, it's going to get fucked up doing your job.
Mm.
But now it's back to normal. It's kind of worked itself out, just stretches and shit. But what did you say?
The archery.
Oh yeah, I was there. I got a new bow,
Right.
and it threw me for a loop, because I had my bow and I was very comfortable and I was really progressing with it, and then I got a new string for that bow, and that threw me for a loop, because it was something different, and it had a different effect on everything. So then I said, right, I'm gonna knuckle down now, and for me, I have to have this. This is where I go when I'm here. This is what I'm doing.
Yes.
So I got the new bow, the new bag. It's all one fucking unit, a compartment.
Okay.
So when I pick that up, that's where I'm tuned into that, and only that. And I was dead serious about it, and I was very poor with everything just fell off when I got the new bow.
Okay.
What the fuck is going on here? So I knuckled down, and then I was just trying too hard. So I just stepped away for going into Christmas. Too fucking miserable, and I was trying to finish painting and stuff. So I said I got a compromise. So I said that's gone by the by till the new year. And I went back, and then I went back now. I think in January I went back, and I only get there once a week. But when the weather turns now, we'll be able to shoot when I come home from work for an hour outside.
Yes.
It's great. But there's they're all into their Rambo bows out there.
Right.
But there's one guy who's into the bow that I'm into, the more of a traditional bow, and he's Yoda on the archery, And he took me aside there last week, and he was showing me he started to teach me, I suppose.
Okay.
Because I'm now at a place where I can be taught.
Yes.
Because I know what he's saying, I know what it means, and I just throw myself completely into it, and it's awesome. I'm looking forward to Tuesday night. I'll be going again.
But awesome. I presume it's all coordination, I suppose, and technique, I suppose.
It is. There's a lot of that, but it goes deep, man. You know, it's like anything else. You get what you give. You know what I mean? And you can assign a philosophy, your own way of looking at something to something, and that's what you're going to get out of it. You know what I mean? But I'd be saying Olympics. That's where I'm going.
I know Dave's big into as well, isn't he?
Dave now is on the Rambo bow.
Right.
Fucking some machinery that.
Yeah, I'd say that.
What he paid for a string would probably buy a new bow.
Wow.
That I use.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy it, not go on date. But yeah, so there are two different things. There really are two different approaches. But mine, I'm totally into mine. It's like, mine's more traditional, more feely. Well,
Yes.
if you're into shooting guns and shit, that's his kind of bow.
Yes.
Just there's a trigger, there's a clip, there's all of that shit. My fingers are on the string,
Right.
and that's how I like it.
Yes.
You know, you like to think you have some influence on the result.
Yes.
You know, it's a fucking trip, man. You
Yeah.
should try that.
Yeah. I would mind trying it now. Yeah. We come up to summertime, we'll try it.
Isn't there's a club down in Cork? Actually, there's a competition this month down in the club in Cork. I'd like to try. See, you have to do a course and everything when you join the club.
Sure, come here.
Yeah, for health and
And
safety.
yeah.
But it's more than that as well. It's about, you know, the rules and regulations of the governing body and all of that
Okay.
jazz. So I did that. Lucy's done it, and Lucy brings Junior over now on Monday, and he'll get his half an hour. And I was saying to her, like, you know, if he takes to it, you can invest in it financially for his happiness. But I'm not buying him a fucking bow just because he's out there for 10 minutes a Monday. I said, are you fucking crazy? Because if I buy something like that, I'm expecting a result. Yeah. And that's not fair on anybody.
Yes, correct.
But if he's out there having a laugh using a club bow, how fucking bad? Let him off.
Yes.
And he's actually improving. But there's no urgency for him to improve.
Yes.
But it's like, you know, throw it at him, and if he likes it, and he does like it. And it was the same with the kayaks. That's the biggest problem at the moment, because last year they could sit in our kayak and we could paddle away with them. She had Sebastian, I had Junior. Because if Junior fucking spazzed out halfway down the river, she wouldn't be strong enough to control it. I don't know what makes me think I would be, but it worked out beautifully. So now it's like they're maybe too big. We've got to figure out, do we get a new boat, a double-seated boat or whatever?
Yes.
Because it's like, throw everything that you're interested at them. He loves drawing, painting, all of that jazz.
Excellent.
But since he got that goddamn iPad, all he's doing is shopping.
I
I want this for my birthday, I want that for my birthday. I'm like, shut the door.
Yeah.
But I would recommend the archery.
Yes.
You know, I think like Dave outside would say, you don't have to be a fucking super athlete to be very good at archery.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? To be very good at archery. You just watch the Olympics and see the state of some of the lads that are winning gold medals.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
Right.
I look at them and see, I'm used to seeing sculptures of people like fucking Atlas, the fucking god of whatever.
Yes.
And Hercules and shit. And you're thinking, well, that's an Olympian.
Yes.
Then you see these guys,
Yeah.
they're like fucking jelly babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How can they, because the stamina required, it takes a lot out of you.
Yes.
You could be shooting like a couple of 100 hours in a competition, and you have to be high focus.
Yes.
And that alone, you dry mouth, and you know, you're just getting all fucked up.
Yeah.
And the muscles in your back and your shoulders are, because there's tension on your bow.
Of course.
The poundage is crazy.
Yeah.
David's poundage is like, but then you get to a point and it's easy, and they can hold it longer. But with the bow I'm using, it's like the minute you bring it back, it's like you're holding it, and it's straining you.
Yes.
So you got to be very mindful of your breathing,
Okay.
and be hydrated and be fucking relatively fit, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I always like to keep, you know, fitness is, for me, it's just to accommodate a luxury of doing what I like to do without getting a fucking stroke or a heart attack. Because I smoke, but I don't smoke that much. And
yes.
I'm a believer that there's no accidents in life. When you die, that's when you're meant to die. I'm really committed to that philosophy.
Yes.
There's no such thing as an accident. Like, oh, they died accidentally. No, they didn't. It's like, that's when they were meant to go.
Your time is up, your time is up.
End of story. So, that's it. So, have you any scandals for me?
No.
Any funny shit?
Funny stuff. I
Because
suppose.
I'll tell you this about you. Your laugh is fucking contagious.
Right.
I remember the last time we were out drinking, and then when we were moving around the pub, doing the pub crawl thing, you're getting into the laughing, and I was just like, I don't know what you were talking about at one stage, but I was laughing because I heard you laughing.
Right.
And it was just, you know,
You'll laugh at the laugh.
it's infectious.
Right.
Like, some people have it, some people don't.
Yeah. I suppose funny stories. I suppose in my line of work, you'd have a lot of different characters. Look, I suppose one of my big phobias in life is midgets, small people. They just freak me. Dwarfs, yeah.
Seems love Game of Thrones.
Small people. I was walking in Curraheen Park one night, and it was busy enough, whatever. And this guy came out. He was a small guy, small midget guy. He was a real proper midget. He had the big head and the big arse, the whole thing. He was proper midget. But he was on his own, and he came out and he stood in front of me. Now think now, where I stand is up high, so he's down low. And he had bought the Heineken in his hand. So he was pointing up now. He was pointing up, was like, there, right? So I was there. You okay? He said, yeah, can I have €5, €10 on number one? That was fine. Had the bet, getting the ticket. That was fine. And the dog lost. That was fine. He had a couple more bets. But he came out, and after a while, he realised he was getting drunker and drunker. Now, for a small fella, I suppose 2 bottles of Heineken, he's probably drunk, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
rocket.
Exactly, right? So he came out, and the track was kind of busy, and he came out, and this race came up. It was a very busy race, and they all rushed in together. So they all had their bet on. Now, I didn't see the guy, and that's not mocking the guy, I didn't see him.
Okay.
So that's fine. The race is over, and I see him walking down to me. He was jumping up and down like a Jack in the Box, like a Jack Russell, up and down, up and up and down. Is you okay? You never took my bet. I said, pal, I didn't see you. Are you mocking my size? No, I was agitated. I had a bad race. No, pal, I said, if I get down to you down there, there'll be trouble. Are you mocking my size? I said, what size? I said, you have no size. I said, all of a sudden then it got worse and worse. He said, waving the bottle. Like, these guys now, like, are nasty bit of work, like, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Napoleon syndrome.
Yes, so that was very much story on that small little guy, like, yeah.
Now that you bring up the midget thing, do you know what I find weird about? Do you ever see a normal person with a midget woman? You have to wonder, like, what's that about?
Well, myself and Marianne were in Lanzarote last year, and we walked to this busy bar. And myself and Marianne, we'd be always laugh. She always knows about, I'm petrified of these little fellas. We walked to this bar.
Little fellas.
Yeah, we walked to this bar, and there was a couple, 2 midgets, sitting on a high stool.
Oh, Christ.
So I said,
parachutes.
So I said to Marianne, I said, Marianne, and the stool they're sitting on, there was no step up to it.
Oh.
So I said, Marianne, how did they get up the stool? Did they go for a run? For a go, whoop? Right? So we were there for about half an hour. I said, Marianne, I'm going to have to watch them when they get off the stool. Sure, they go to the bathroom after a while. How would they get back up? So we're there for an hour. 2 fuckers didn't even move. So all they could do was swing around the chair. But I just wondered how they got on top of the chair.
Life's a funny thing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Like, even how do they drive? How do they reach the pedals?
Well, there's no way around it. Like, I don't know.
They must have a small car.
A fucking chauffeur.
Yeah. or legs like stilts.
But it's like, you know, you're being inundated with, like, James Bond type problems every day on your phone. You're not even subscribed to half this shit, but somehow they get you. Like,
Yeah.
we're all fucked. Russia, Ukraine, America. Whoa, back the fuck off. Turn the phone off.
Yeah.
But when you look at life, like the simple little things like what you're just explaining there, it's like,
you look at my life, I deal with a lot of bad people, nasty people, and it doesn't bother me. But a midget will get to me then, like.
well, I don't know what would get to me. It depends on my mood, I suppose. You know, I'm fairly like, whatever. But
Yeah.
I could turn in, like, you know, because by my nature, it's just the way our family is. We're all kind of just grand. We're a bit fucking, you know, creative-ish. Eccentric, maybe it had.
Yes.
But there's temper in the bloodline that is just, I mean, everyone has a fucking temper.
Correct.
That's the way I see it, right?
Yeah.
But when our temper comes out, it's like people start thinking, oh, so this is the real you. This line comes, I'm like,
Yeah.
you stupid fuck. And then the temper comes out big time. And it's like, the whole idea of a temper is to bypass good manners and, you know, all of that jazz. And TC shit.
But I suppose every guy, he or she has temper. Alcohol can bring it out. Stress can bring it out. Certain things.
I've met people and it's the funniest things that'll fucking pop the cork,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And I'm
Yes.
like, really?
Yes, yes.
Really? Jesus, you're mental. But it's true. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, when I was in the wildness of was that endless summer idea of drinking and all the other kind of things you'd be up to. You know, the effects that a lifestyle can have on your psychology.
Correct.
That's why people definitely need to have that thing that grounds them to who they are, who they've always been.
But I suppose it's like you saying someone has a temper or stress. It depends on your lifestyle. If you have an easy life, we'll say, like, financially, no worries, whatever. Like, stress does bring out a bring your temper out. Like if you're under pressure financially or family.
You know what else says, John? Sugar.
Sugar.
You have too much sugar in your diet, you're a fucking hothead straight away.
Right.
Because the body doesn't. It's not natural for the body. It's like the body wants to be burning the fat that you know of your everyday consumption.
Yes.
But sugar kind of, when sugar goes in there, it'll go to the sugar instead.
Yes.
And then that does things to your fucking head.
Yes.
I got into a trip there about all that stuff because I don't think I smoke that much, but sometimes you just hear too much smoke. I smoke a bit and fuck up. So then it's like, right, I gotta counterbalance my lifestyle or find balance in that regard. So eat kind of as cleanly as you can and stuff. Like I refuse to eat meat from a fucking supermarket.
Right. Okay.
Because they're just full of water. They're pumped full of water for preservation. I prefer to go to a local butcher who has a fucking farm somewhere, who's bringing these guys up and chopping them up and selling them to you.
It's more natural, like, yeah.
And it's the food isn't been fucked with as much as the supermarket food. But it's just like some days you just gotta fucking have a brain fart. Say fuck it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I want to have sugar in my coffee today. I want to have milk in my coffee today. You know, I'm not going to die on any of these fucking ideas. But that's all they are. They're ideas. They come and go.
But I suppose it really is, you live life differently every day. You can't do the same routine.
No. There's certain, obviously you like to be regimental about something that you want to progress in.
Yes.
But you're a human being. I mean, you don't even know who you are because you don't know who your great-great-great-great-grandparents are. I mean, the blood and the body knows more about shit than you do.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you just shut the fuck up and listen to your body.
Yes.
Your body will help you out a lot. You know, your instincts will help you out a lot.
Yes.
But unfortunately, you have these ideas then like, oh, look, we'll give them a chance. And you know that they're banging at the door for blood.
Yes.
Oh, we'll have a chat. Shut the fuck up. Get the guns out. Shoot them.
Yeah.
You gotta be real. But there's all this fucking brainwashing with the phones and shit.
Correct.
So again, technology is brilliant, but you need balance. It all comes back to balance. There's balance in nature, and you gotta reflect it in your.
Like you said, when we were young, go to school books, we'd have a big bag on the shoulder. It was like fucking weighing 5 tons.
Spinal damage.
Yes,
What you get there.
Where now kids now have a little tablet with all. It's good in one way, but it's poor in another way.
It's the transition. We're in a transition period.
Like I see in my work, right, when I worked for my dad for 10 years, I was clerking. Basically what that means was, you would go and have a bet with my dad, he called a bet to me, I'd write it down. And like, I learned by figures, like if a guy came in, had 50 or 9 to 4, that's 2 1/4, that's 110, plus 50 back is 160. If a guy came in, had, we'll say, 50 or 3 1/2 to 1, it's 175, plus 50 back is 225. Where now, kids now, that clerk, it's all calculators.
You must have some brain for numbers, though.
You have to. Like, on a night, you'd have probably, when I worked for my dad, there was guys come in, would say, good customers, they wouldn't pay on. What I mean is that they called a bet, at the end of the night, they'd settle their account. Yeah. So that you'd see walk in, they might call a bet, but they'd never hand over cash during the night. In the night then, the clerk writes up how they get on each race, and they settle the account. Either the bookmaker paid them, or they paid the bookmaker. Yeah. But the point I'm coming to is, when I was clerking, I know a calculator, everything had to be black, everything had to be there in front of me. Like, figures wise, as I said,
shorthand of a sort.
Yeah, like, and then obviously it's speed in.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Guys come in, give me 10 bits in a row, and like, my dad said to me, John, how much are we holding? Well, you have €300 that dog, 400 that dog, which dog was worse, which dog do I need? And it's all quick.
Yeah.
Well, now, it's all computers, it's all calculators. As I said to you, you can call any figure to me, and I know at the top of my head, like if a guy came in, had 100 at 2.5, it's 250 payout, plus 100 is 350, or if a guy had, we'll say, 150 at 6 to 4 is 225, plus 125 is 375. It's those things you learn.
Even as you're rambling off there with the numbers, my vision is getting fucking compromised. Yeah, like bubbles.
But it's back to your point, where now it's all calculators, it's little tablets in front of them. They're not using their brain.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. That's why, again, it's like have the core.
Yes.
Have the core based in reality.
Yes.
And then, adapt to the new thing, but you've a fallback.
Like, I know 3 or 4 guys in my life, they'd be real technically minded whiz kids, but they're completely brain dead. Because like they're not using their brain, they're using the computer or whatever. Like they're not actually physically using their brain. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you take them out of that environment.
Yes,
they're fucked.
they're tick stupid.
Yeah. Whereas I like. That's why I always want. Believe it or not, I always wanted to be like a farmer, or you'd be daydreaming when you're like a kid. Fuck, it must be great living on a farm because
Yes.
I always noticed the farmers in school. They always knew so much hands-on shit.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and they were brilliant at maths.
Yes.
And I was like a tick cunt in the corner drawing pictures. And these guys were just fucking oak trees, you know what I mean? I was like, God damn it, I wish I was a farmer.
Yeah.
Because I'd know shit. And they could just fucking fix things, they could make things, they could tell you things, numbers off the top of their head.
Yes.
And I was like,
And they're always up in the fresh air and
what's
the
with these
environment.
fuckers? Where are they from? And I'm over here then like, squiggly.
Yeah.
But it was like, I always thought, fuck, it'd be great to be a farmer.
But I know 3 or 4 guys that be really educated wise, computer wise, and complete morons outside.
Look at all the fucking experts in the world over the last 2-3 years that have shown you that experts know shit.
Yes.
About shit.
Yes.
And everything's been politically compromised. So you've really got to have your wits about you.
Like the word common sense is very important.
It's very fucking rare to find it.
I know.
You find a leprechaun way fucking soon.
Or a midget.
Yeah, midget. But it's a crazy world.
Yeah.
It's getting crazier, and it's like I'm so lucky that we are out here. I mean, you come out here in the summertime and you won't see the dogs. The grass will be so high.
Yeah.
And I love that shit.
Yeah.
Everyone else is there with their manicured lawns and shit, and I'm like, that's your buzz.
Yeah.
But this is my buzz.
Yeah.
Don't be looking at us with your fucking upside down frown. This is
Yeah.
a beautiful thing we have here, and I love it. It hurts me to cut the grass.
You should get Greg's electric lawnmower, couldn't you?
I have streamers and shit, but it's just when I'm cutting, I'm like, I feel like I'm trashing a beautiful painting.
Right.
You know what I mean? But sure, look.
That's it, man.
It's the funny little things. I don't know. You can't take it too seriously.
No, definitely not. Story, man.
So,
I think time is up. Yeah.
It wasn't so bad, was it?
No, very enjoyable.
You come back again
I will,
some other
definitely.
time when we've these guys working.
Perfect.
You have a coffee or are you?
Yeah, no, all good. Oh, that was very enjoyable.